Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070 31 37 37 69. Once again, 070 31 37 37 69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals.
You are all welcome to another episode of The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I remain my humble self, Michael Omowale Farinloye, also known as your engineer on radio. Today, our discussion is focused on maintenance of drainage pipes. That's what we'll be discussing today on this episode. Maintenance of drainage pipes. My guest for this episode has joined me already, but before we start the discussion, let me do a kind of little introduction to this topic. Maintenance of drainage pipes. If we look at it in our homes and environment, drainage system is designed to dispose of water with water as quickly as possible. When you're talking of wastewater, and we're talking about this drainage system that disposes of. This drainage system comprises of the pipes, it comprises of the drains and gutters that contain rainwater, talking about sewage and other liquid away from our property. Drainage problems can occur at any time. That's the bitter truth. It can occur at any time in any part of the system, and which we can still avert it if there is a proper maintenance of this system. We can avert it. And how can we maintain the drainage pipe system is what an expert in that area, who is my guest on this episode, will be talking to us. How we can maintain it so that it doesn't become a problem to us. Because when it becomes a problem, it will cost us a lot to be able to solve it. But by maintaining it, we prevent a lot of problems that might occur and which might cost us a lot. Like I said, with this popular saying that prevention is better than cure. So it's better we maintain so that we prevent the problems ahead than we allowing the problem to come up, and at the end of the day, we spend a lot on that. And let me be introducing my guest to us this very moment. He's an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer. He's a specialist when it comes to building services. You know what we want to discuss on this episode have to do with building services. And he is also the chief executive officer, the CEO, Doladem Engineering Limited. Talking about Engineer Olaniyi Wuraola. Engineer, you are welcome on this episode of The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye.
Thank you.
Without wasting our time, maintenance of drainage pipes. When you're talking about maintenance of drainage pipes, can you just give us some tips? Maybe we should start from there. Some tips of what can occur that we can say is problem to our drainage pipes. Maybe we should start from there.
Thank you, Engineer Michael, for having me on this program. Now, let's talk about why drainage pipe maintenance is important. Why drainage pipe maintenance is important. I'll tell you, number one is to prevent water accumulation in your building. If your drain is properly maintained, it saves you from having a stagnant water in your building, such as your toilet, your kitchen, and laundry side as well. So if you properly maintain it, you have accumulation of water. Number two is also it also prevents erosion around your building. If your drain is properly maintained, it prevents erosion. Now, me give example. Let me give an example. Let's say your external drainage that carry the waste to either septic tank or soakaway or sewer line. That is, if you are in the city where you have that connection provision. Now, if your drain is blocked, that is your pipe, your sewage line is blocked, it returns the liquid back to your building, to your inspection chamber, to your manhole. And if water is accumulated within your inspection chamber, then water can find its way, no matter how, it will find its way. And the bond between your pipe and the inspection chamber can be softened. We use concrete, cement to do that. So it can be softened. The water will find its way and make the soil around your foundation to be water saturated. And I tell you, structural engineer can tell you the effect of that on your property. So it is good to do a proper maintenance so that you can divert or avert all these issues that can cause you that can cost you some amount of money in your building maintenance. Then again, you can think of clogs. It prevents clogs. For example, if the drain is properly maintained, there won't be build-up of debris, food remnants, feces in your drainage system. So it always being flush. And again, it also prevents slows down of water flowing in your your piping system. So if you maintain your drain properly at a regular interval, you will have a free flow in your system. A good example is sometimes you will take your bait and you discover that you have stagnant of water around your floor drainage or in your wash basin, kitchen sink, or your shower tree. Why? Because there's a problem along the line. So you don't have the proper discharge. So the last one it has to do with your earth. So in case of it prevents foul smell from your sewer line or from your external drainage, that is from your inspection chamber or from your safety tank and the soakaway to get into your building. Likewise, it also prevents pests like cockroach, rodents such as rat, mouse to enter into your building. The last one, it prevents foul smell and pests from getting into your building. Let me give you a good example of this. If your drainage is not properly maintained, you have build-up of food remnants and feces inside your drainage pipe. And this attracts like rats, cockroaches to visit your home. And it's also dangerous in the sense that if rats uh, enter your drain to look for food, likewise, snake can also follow the rat as his own food. So at the end of it, they end up in your building, which is dangerous. And also this can also lead to the spread of diseases. So which means your health is in problem if your drainage is not properly maintained. So in a way that cockroach, housefly, all these insects can transmit or carry some germs, some harmful bacteria from your drainage system and transfer it to your food, especially in the kitchen area. So it is a good thing to maintain your drainage at regular interval. Thank you.
Yes, Engineer Olaleyin Wurala. In short, I love that last one you gave us about that tips, those tips, talking about the reason why we need to maintain our drainage pipes. Before we know it, you see rats, you see snakes inside your building. These are some of the reasons if you don't maintain your drainage pipes. And also, you also talk about cockroaches getting inside our buildings. And to also recap, you also talk about some of our water system. At the end of the day, it might not work again if we don't maintain it properly. Talking about the drains in our bathroom, the wash hand basin,
shower
and the
tray also.
shower trays, and the rest like that. So can we now see that our viewers, you will agree with me that maintenance of our drainage pipes is very, very, very paramount, very, very important. It's very, very important. It's not that we just build and we start to use the building for its functions without maintaining it. It's very unfortunate that in this part of the world, our maintenance culture is nothing to write home about. But we have to change. We need to change ourselves. And that's one of the reasons for this particular topic coming up on this episode at this very moment. This is a very right moment. We need to change our mindset about that. The way we maintain, especially built environment, that is talking about our buildings and facilities. Engineer, before we go on to our tips on how we can maintain these facilities, that is the drainage pipes system, I want to ask, even if our drainage pipe system, if they are not functioning well, I believe as a professional, there is no way we want to maintain it that it will even work out, because at first it's not functioning. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, in a situation
Yes,
like that,
but
in a situation like that, we have a drainage pipe system that is not functioning in the right way it should function. Even before being put into use already, it has failed. What can we say caused this, and what is the solution to something like this? Because even if you want to maintain, at least it is something that is functioning that you'll be maintaining. Am I right?
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so in a situation whereby it's not even functioning at all, what can cause this and what is the solution? As an expert in this area.
Thank you for this question. Uh, uh, First and foremost, if the design is not properly done, so that's where the failure uh, started from. So if, for example, now many people they will just call a plumber, so call, okay, just this is my toilet, fix the pipe for me, my drainage system. Things doesn't work in that way. There are specialists, mechanical engineers, specialized in building services that will do the proper design of your drainage systems. All these things have standard that you must follow for you to have a good functioning drainage system. So it is not all about fix this pipe here, fix that pipe there. All the pipe you are seeing in a building, they are being calculated. It is not assumption.
And that's where the
So
design comes in.
that's where the design comes in.
The
So
design is
your
that
profession,
calculation. It's not that
which
we are just drawing, because that's the belief of some
you are
people.
not just drawing.
They would
No, it's not
say
just drawing.
they just draw that pipe there, draws this pipe there. Anybody can do that.
No.
Yeah.
The
No,
drawing is just a
that's the unfortunate
representation.
thing. Okay.
The drawing is just a representation of somebody or the professional that is an engineer concept.
Mm-hmm.
So if we use the drawing now to speak to you, his idea,
Is the
his
drafting of
thinking
the design that has been done.
of that the drafting. So that one is
Okay.
the end of your design processes. So
Okay.
there's a lot of things because as a professional, you need to ensure that whatever you are doing is within the accepted standard,
Mm-hmm.
international standard. There are
Mm-hmm.
codes. There are codes that you are going to consult to tell you that this is how to get this problem solved. So you have to follow it. Then again, as a professional, you also have to think about a proper system that will not cost your clients much, both in terms of initial cost, in
Okay.
terms of running costs, in terms of
Mm-hmm.
maintenance. So
Okay.
your designer will ensure that all these things are being taken care of. So that is why uh, it is good to have a proper design. It will not guide the installer, probably the technician that can read engineers' language via the drawing. You
Hmm.
know that, okay, this is the size of pipe I'm putting here. This is the location where my floor drainage needs to be. Let me give you a good example. Uh, Floor drainage, you don't just locate it anywhere. For example, in your toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Floor drainage is not just located anywhere in your toilet. There are standards that will tell you the location and
Okay.
what require a proper drainage system. So you need a comprehensive design to be able to do that, and which can be done by a registered engineer to give you those information. And again, the information will save you in terms of cost. You see some people, they will start building, they will employ a quack, they will just employ a quack. And after quack finish installing whatever that they engage the quack to do, at the end of it, they will come back, begin to break the whole installation. Why? Because it's not functioning. because it is not functioning. If your pipe is not adequately sized to take away your waste, so you still have remnant of waste within your building. So those are the challenges you will face. Then your water is not properly supplied to all these sanitary waste. So since that is not our topic for today,
I think
I don't want to go much into
you don't need to go much.
the
You don't need to
aspect.
go much into that because on every of our episode, we have a limited time. I think one of these episodes, we still come back to this, and you will be the one to help us dissect it. We need to educate our people, our viewers, on the reason why they need to engage a professional to help them do a mechanical design for their buildings. Because like you rightly said, it's not anywhere you can just put your drain in your toilet or your bedroom. And most of the time, many just delay people, they just look at it, this is the way they have done it for this so-called man building. So what's now the difference? Building, yeah. And I love one of your language. Let me borrow one of your language that you used the other time. That engineer's language. Engineer's language. Who can interpret engineer's language? Because that's another thing. If you engage a professional to help you to a mechanical engineer that is a professional to help you make that design, and at the end of the day, the artisan you are using, maybe the plumber that does not understand
Technician that
the
can
technicians that does not understand the engineer's language that you have presented to, you become a problem. But me, I believe there is always a way out. That's why a professional, for example, a mechanical engineer that has done the design, it doesn't stop there. You still need to engage him to guide the technicians to do the right thing.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
That's why it's always on our design.
After design,
yes,
there's also what we call supervision.
Supervision, yes.
Your supervision also supposed to engage a professional. This time around, if you feel like you may not engage the designer, but let the person that will supervise also be a professional, either engineer or a technologist registered under correct. They'll be able to interpret the design
correctly. Let us use that language, interpret correctly. Because there are many of our people outside there that they call themselves professionals and they will interpret. Mind you, they will interpret, but not correctly. So we need to be very careful. Okay, as a structural man now, if you see somebody that calls himself a structural professional, an engineer, and is looking at so-called number of ions at the top of a beam, and is interpreting another thing. At the end of the day, it becomes a problem. Sincerely, one of these episodes we talk about that. Yes, sincerely, there's a lot of them outside there. There's a lot of them outside there. Even to the point of even the design. A lot of quack do make designs for clients, but it's very, very unfortunate. We need to just go the right way so that we get the best for nothing but the best. I think we have answered that question. If a building doesn't function well, two things I can get from what you have just given to us. Number one is that maybe they don't engage a professional to help them do the design. And at the end of the day, they begin to do guesswork. And after wasting a lot of money, because I won't say after they have spent money, they have wasted it, not that they have spent it. They've wasted it. So at the end of
waste time.
Waste money, waste time, and at the end of the day, it's not meeting the function of the drainage pipes. That's the pipe supposed to meet. Then the second point I was able to get is that even after making a very good design, and the technician that do the installation at the point of installation still did a wrong thing, when there is no good supervision, when it is not making interpretation of the design correctly, like I said the other time. So two things is very important: have a good design and have a good installation. Thank you very much, Engineer Olaniyi Owurola. Our viewers, you are still on to the bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I still remain my humble self, Michael Omowale Farinloye, also known as your engineer on radio. I want you to stay true to this very episode. We have been discussing for about a few minutes now on maintenance of drainage pipes. That's what we have been discussing for about 3 minutes now. We want to go on a very short break, and when we are back, we will be going to what are the tips on how we can maintain all these drainage pipes, which is the main reason for this topic. What way, how our engineer will be talking to us about that by the time we are back. You are free to make your comments via the comment section, whether you have a contribution you want to make on what we have been discussing, or you have questions you want to ask, or do you want to advise us. You are free. We need feedback from you. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070-31-37-37-69. Once again, 070-31-37-37-69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals. Tegri Associate Limited is a registered company with the capacity to give you the best of services. Tegri Associates Limited in a wide range of areas ranging from design, costing, construction, site supervision, development and delivery of homes and public infrastructures. Our team of construction professionals offers a single source solution for all construction related needs, be it restoration, site preparation, facility or infrastructure renovation and the likes. We are also into real estate. We have the experience and personnel to provide the highest quality construction on schedule and within budget. We support clients from project inception to the commissioning of the fully operational facility, transforming clients' dreams into reality, and offer deep professional advices in arriving at the best possible results. Client satisfaction is our ultimate goal, and we serve with integrity and focus. Tegri Associate Limited is registered with CAC Red number 6978970. Head office 30 Olufemi Ajayi Street, College Bus Stop, Ifakuijaye, Lagos State. Osun State Office, House 31, Ifesuwapo Quarters, Zone 6, Agric, Oka, Ilefe, Osun State. Telephone 091-6619-3114. Website www.tegriassociateltd.com.ng.
Yes, you are still on to the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, and I still remain my humble self, Michael Omowale Farinloye, also known as your engineer on radio. Before we go on that short break, we have been discussing for about a few minutes now. I've been discussing with my guests on the program for today, no other person but engineer Olaniyi Owurola. He is a mechanical engineer and is specialized in building services. For a few minutes now, we have been discussing about maintenance of drainage pipes, and he has talked to us about some issues we might be having and why we also need to maintain our drainage pipes. That's good in pari passu. Then we have also talked about a building that we have not even make use of at all and is not functioning at all, what might be the reason for that? And he has told us about the design, that is mechanical design, and even the installation. So it's very, 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 very important. So before we call it a day on this episode, we now want to go into how do we need, what are the steps we need to take? How do we need to maintain our drainage pipes? Engineer Olani Iwurala, over to you, sir.
Thank you for this wonderful question once again. The very important step is to hire a professional to do a thorough inspection.
Sorry, more volume, sir.
So, I said the first important thing is to hire a professional to thoroughly look into your drainage system as proper inspection, to carry out a proper inspection on your drainage system. This professional, when hired, will help you to detect the blockages, the leakages on your pipe system. And if any of your sanitary appliance needs to be changed, we also help you to determine which one is due for change. So hiring a professional for inspection, maybe at the interval, if you can do it maybe every 6 months, especially in a building, maybe let's say, let me use the word like hostel, where you have large number of people making use of your drainage system, or in rented apartments. Many people they don't have maintenance culture as you say. So you need a professional to help you to do proper inspection on all your drainage system in order to detect any faults in them, and also at the end of it rectify the faults correctly. So after detecting the fault, you will be able to rectify them correctly. Now let me give you a good example of this. For example, let's say your your drainage line blocks somewhere along the line. It might be a complex drainage system. If you engage the quack will not be able to interpret as build drawing. You know how your piping system was run in the building. So what will happen? The quack will just start breaking the wall, breaking everywhere, for the reason of looking for solution, whereas it's causing more damage to your property. But when you engage a professional will come with their instruments, which they will apply to every point, and be able to detect at which point they are having an issue, so that they will go straight to that point and do the necessary repair as the case may be. Another way that you can also engage by yourself.
Before you go to the second point, sir, I just want to that first point I want us to get it more clearer. What we are trying to tell us now is that we should not wait until there is problem before we call professionals to come and check for us, at least at intervals, maybe 6 months or thereabout. Is that not what you are telling us?
Exactly.
So we
So
we
you don't
don't
need
wait
to wait
until
until break
the
down, until when you discover that no water is flowing
is
again.
flowing. Even if you don't have
Ah,
any issue at all, after 6 months, let a professional come and
that
check.
also remind me. Let me also cite a common example that happened to building.
Okay.
If you are driving by some buildings, you will discover that at the back of the wall of their toilet, that is the external wall of the toilet, is always soaked. And again, maybe if you are having the kind of surface pipe, you always see that water is coming out around the pipe.
Pipes.
This is just a reason because those people they 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 waited longer time before maintenance. So if you call a specialist as a professional in that area at regular intervals to do that for you, he will quickly detect that okay, oh, the probably the solvent used for joining this particular material has failed. So they need to change it so to prevent leakage. And again, we also quickly detect that oh, the water movement inside this drainage pipe is not it's not properly discharged. As the water is not properly discharged from the waste is not properly discharged from your pipe. You will be able to notice that at the early stage. So they can do
and find a
training
solution to it.
to evacuate any debris or flood from your system. They will do that.
Then,
That
sir, uh, even from the beginning, you mix you call our attention to as built drawing. So the reason why I'm talking about from the beginning, if things have been drawn properly, there is a design. Then after the whole construction has been done, there will be as built drawing. Am I right? Like we said, we are not going to design for today, but we cannot but just touch it little by little like this. So after design has been done, when building that doing the construction of that building, at least once in a while you just have to make some changes. Am I right?
yes, yes,
That's
yes,
that's
yes.
where
Depending on
that's why the
yeah,
as built
as built,
drawing comes in.
yes.
All these things
Because when
our
you come to
people
search, you have a lot of challenges.
which you have to solve. Topography, for
You have
example,
to solve. There are some
and
things that will obstruct the
uh-huh,
initial route.
route. Yeah, and
So you have
even the architect might change his design at the end of the day. You as they go, you too you must
that
follow
during
suit.
construction stage,
Uh-huh.
a
You
lot of things can be changed.
as structural, mechanical, electrical, you must follow suit. As architect, they change things, which we cannot do without in construction of buildings. Am I right?
Yes,
So
yes. Even
our
the client can tell you that no, I don't want it
I don't
this
want
way.
it this way. I want it this way again.
I like it to have it in this way. Is
Uh,
it possible?
and if architect said it's possible, mechanical, electrical, just have to find a
Everyone
way
has
of adapting to it. So our people, we are saying all this for our viewers so that they can learn and be educated. If we do it the right way from the beginning, we get so many things right. I want to ask another question before you continue with those your points, sir. You said some of those joints, maybe as the professionals check through and they see that some of those joints is already weak. Is it not possible to have it correctly from the beginning, as in have the right materials that will last better than and will save us a lot of costs at the end of the day.
Yeah. Thank you for this wonderful question. One thing is many friends they want to save the cost of material at the initial stage, and at the end of it, they run into a bigger problem that they will not need like times two, times three of the cost that they thought they saved from the installation. Yeah, we have a lot of different of material on, I mean, in our market. That's, all this material, the quality also come with the price. So I will advise whosoever that want to buy the material should ensure that it's buying a standard material. And you, as a client, going to market to go and buy material, you have challenge because
Mm.
it's not your field.
Mm.
But I will also advise you if you can engage professionals to help you to determine the right material for your work.
Maybe we say a professional you can trust.
You can trust exactly that you help you to determine the right material for your work so that your work will last. I've had many people have asked me this type of question that, oh, why is it that after installation, there's no how you install pipe for drainage that you don't have leakage, you don't have this thing. I always laugh because I know the problem.
Mm.
The problem is in two ways.
Okay.
Either you buy substandard material to do the work, or you give the work to quack.
Mm.
So
Is it that
either
substandard materials or
substandard material,
substandard
or you
technician?
give the work to quack.
Maybe we should use that language straight away. A substandard materials or a
Technician.
substandard technicians.
So you will discover that you have problem.
Mm.
And again, you may buy standard material, giving it to as I say, substandard
Technicians.
personnel. Yeah. We
Mm.
also bring problem because the method of installation, that kind of person doesn't have it.
Mm.
So if you use a proper personnel, you'll be able to have the proper work. They said a square hole, I mean a round peg
Mm-hmm.
is not fit for a
A
square hole.
square hole, yes.
So you have to have what will match
Mm.
for you to have
You are dealing with a square hole, you deal with a square peg too.
a square peg too.
Mm. Which I'm
So
also doing at this very moment. We are talking about drainage pipe system, how to maintain it. And my guest that is speaking to us is somebody that is an expert in that line. So it's like, if I now bring an architect to talk about maintenance of drainage pipes, it's not, it doesn't work like that. So that's what my guest is trying to tell us. Am I right, sir?
yes, sir, you are right, sir. So you discover that it's better for you to have it in the right way from the onset.
Mm.
So I would advise our viewer, please always think of the quality of work. And what you gain from engaging professional is when you engage somebody that is registered, he will do a quality work for you. Because if there is a problem, you can report that person to the body.
Mm.
And that person, if found not competent, will be punished.
Mm.
So if that professional found not competent, will be punished. You can see, so nobody wants to lose what you have worked for.
Exactly.
To get to that level,
a professional we want to defend what he has worked for in the past.
Exactly.
And that
get
is
to that level. It's not a day job work.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you want to also protect your integrity and so forth. So I will advise our viewer always go for the best material. And get a professional, qualified professional to do your job.
The point I'm able to pick from that again is that to be able to have a good maintenance culture concerning our drainage pipes, we need to use standard material.
Yeah, yes.
And when we make use of a competent professional and competent technicians, they will be able to recommend a very good standard materials for us. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. To the second point, sir.
So the second point is you personally maintaining your drainage. Ensure that in your toilets you make use of tissue paper. Uh-huh. Don't allow anybody to throw something like nylon pad, uh, pad or this pampers, diaper, uh, diaper. Don't allow them to throw it into or wipe into your WC and flush. All those kind of material will not dissolve and they will build up in your drainage system and block. Likewise, you can also do something like pouring hot water in your drainage system, especially kitchen side. The reason is this because of oil, grease, and fat deposited in the inside the wall of your drainage system. When you pour hot water, it dissolves those substance and it flow away so that you don't accumulate debris and then block your pipe. And then finally, is also you need to also use cover on your sanitary well and then some of the outlets. For example, now your floor drainage, there's a cover that always come with it. Ensure that it's properly covered because that thing also serve as trap. Water when you pour water down, water will always remain inside the floor drainage. So it is designed to remain and to retain some water and your cover will also serve as a lid that will create a trap. So that trap will not allow foul odor, foul smell from your drainage line into your building to ensure that always your floor drainage is covered. And your if you are installing your um, shower tray, ensure that you install P trap. P trap uh, is also retain water. All these things function, I mean, their function is not to allow the foul odor to get into your building. It always seal it up. And at your kitchen sink, you have either if you use flexible trap, make sure that you always clean it up because when you pour some debris, they store there. So you clean it up. Then if you are using bottle trap, make sure that you regularly open that bottle at the bottom, put a bucket under it, open it, wash it, then discharge the food remnants inside. Yeah. So all these tips that we've listed for the importance of maintenance and how to carry out those maintenance is a vital key for you to have a proper functioning drainage systems and for you to have a healthy home. So I will advise our viewer at the junction to ensure that at regular interval you maintain your drainage system. Mhm. Build up that habit. Build up the habit. When you are doing maintenance, you will save a lot of future problem. You will save a lot of future problem. Uh, we can all see we are talking about flood. The causes of flood majorly just because of uh, negligence to maintenance, as is our maintenance culture in this country that is that we don't normally look into. We only have this mindset: build, build. After building, what next? Maintenance. That one is not in most of Nigerians' schedule. So there's no proper schedule for maintenance. So please, our viewer, always have a proper maintenance schedule for your property if you want it to last long. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I love the way you ended it, my engineer. That is, maybe I should say it this way, at the conception stage, then we do our necessary design, then we construct. After constructing and the building has started functioning for the purpose it's constructed for, that's the end as far as this area is concerned. And like you said, it should not end there. We need to maintain. Am I right, sir? We need to
Yes, you
maintain.
are correct.
I think it's high time we begin to question and educate ourselves on maintenance culture. We just have to build it. There's no two ways to it, because I believe it will save us from a lot of cost. Because at the end of the day, if we leave it unmaintained, if we don't maintain all these buildings, all these facilities, at the end of it, apart from the drainage system, a lot of facilities in a building that we don't maintain. And at the end of the day, you will discover that it will wreak a lot of havoc on it, on those buildings. And at the end of the day, the little cost that it will take us to do all those maintenance that we are running from, because at times some are running from the cost, not that they are not ready to do it. If professional is ready to do it for them free, they are ready to engage such. But that cost we are running away from. At the end of the day, when the AFOC has been committed, has been done, you discover that it will cost you more. Am I right? It will cost you more.
Yes.
To be able to
Yes.
bring solution to what has been done. In short.
Engineer, that remind me, if you go
Okay.
to in abroad, maybe UK, US, when they tell you the age of some building, you'll be surprised. And when you look at those buildings, they look as if just few years ago.
It's a new building.
You understand?
Sincerely,
Because everything is being maintained. Everything. You don't joke with maintenance.
To be sincere, you have really done a lot for us on this episode. You have enlightened us, you have educated us on how we can maintain our drainage pipes. And it's now left for every one of us that has listened and watched this episode. Do the right thing. That's what I will just say. Do the right thing. So, my engineer, thanks so much for joining me on this episode. That's engineer Olani Ola. He's a mechanical engineer and is a specialist in building services. He's the managing director, the CEO, Dem Engineering Limited. Thanks so much for coming on this episode, The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I'm very grateful, and I believe he's a friend of mine anyway. So I believe anytime I call on you, you will always be there for me. Thank you so much. My regards to your family. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Our viewers, I want to appreciate all of us for taking our time to watch and to listen and watch this episode. So much grateful because you are there. That's why we are here, also giving out to you. I want to appreciate every one of you for being part of this very episode, and I want to encourage us. I want to encourage us. Let's do the right thing. Please, let us do the right thing. We have said a lot of things on this very episode. Let's do the right thing. Let's try to imbibe that culture, that maintenance culture, so that at the end of the day, it will cost us less to maintain than it will cost us to reconstruct or renovate. I believe if we do the right thing, the right result is what we are going to get. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode, The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I want to encourage us to like, to follow, and to comment, and also to share all our episodes on our Facebook page. We'll have it, The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, and also on our YouTube channel, the same, The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, but on the two media, you can get us. And by next Friday, we'll be coming up again with another episode. Every Friday, 4 p.m. West African time, you will always be meeting us on The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I remain my humble self, Michael Farinloye, also known as your engineer radio, saying bye for now.
The Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070-31-37-37-69. Once again, 070-31-37-37-69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals.